Washington Post out with some wild new reporting on RFK Jr. and Trump. We can put up this tweet here from a friend of the show, Liz Smith. We pulled this from her tweet. But so the Washington Post reports independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. held talks this month with former President Donald Trump about endorsing his campaign and taking a job in a second Trump administration, overseeing a portfolio of health and medical issues, according to 4 people familiar with the matter. The discussions, which began hours after the attempted assassination of Trump at a rally on July 13th, did not result in an agreement amid concerns in Trump's orbit about the complications about promising a job in exchange for a political endorsement, according to the people who spoke on the condition of anonymity to describe private conversations. And so, Krystal, what the Post goes on to report is that the Trump people were concerned that he was too explicit in his quid pro quo request. It is standard practice in politics to drop out in exchange for stuff. That's what you do. When Pete Buttigieg dropped out of the presidential campaign on the phone with Obama and decided that he was going to endorse Biden as part of that consolidation around Biden, it was very much understood that doing so put you in the good graces of the administration and that those good graces would lead to some type of a good position.
Yeah.
But it is highly unlikely that either of them would have been crass enough to say, I will make you transportation secretary under Biden's administration if you do this. Because you're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to say it outright.
You're just supposed
to be understood.
And also, you don't care. Like, Buttigieg doesn't care. Make me secretary of something, and he'll make the most of it.
Actually, remember, he did care because they offered him OMB and he wanted something that would be more forward-facing because he wanted that ability to, travel around the country and be at the ribbon-cutting ceremonies
still
or whatever.
Secretary of something.
Which is funny because OMB has actual, more
real
power.
He's like, no.
But no, I don't want the power. I want the show of power. But anyway, proceed with your analysis here.
Right. So even the Trump orbit, which is the most quid pro quo, Trump sat down with the oil industry and said, give me $1 billion and then tell me what you want. Like the most explicit quid pro quo you can imagine. Even they were like, whoa, this is a little bit much from RFK Jr. here. There's also the question of why this is being leaked at this moment.
What do you make of that?
I don't know, actually. Because who does it benefit for this to leak? It doesn't. Maybe it benefits Trump a little bit, but Trump wants RFK's supporters to support him.
Right.
And so maybe they're annoyed that he leaked that audio, for sure. So maybe this is a way of undercutting RFK Jr. with people who would be sympathetic to the Trump campaign.
Yeah, it is interesting how this came about and does come on the heels. We didn't actually get to cover it on the show because there was just so much else going on, but you guys probably saw there was a call between Trump and RFK Jr. shortly after the assassination attempt, and the audio of that call got leaked, in which, effectively Trump is looking for an endorsement and they don't really, come to a conclusion there. And I think it was RFK Jr.'s son who leaked the call. RFK Jr. apologized for it. So we already knew that there was this communication unfolding between them. But, the other thing in terms of RFK Jr. is I wonder if he is concerned that now that you don't have Joe Biden on the ticket, that the appetite for third party may be reduced because some number of his supporters were people who were just disgusted with both choices. And a big part of obviously the problem people have with Joe Biden is just his age. So now that you have someone new there's less just total, loathing and contempt for the matchup going forward. And you also have Trump's, on his side of the ticket, there's a lot of energy and excitement around him on the Republican side and after the assassination attempt, et cetera. So he may also be sensing that the very clear and I think very compelling to a lot of people pitch that he previously had, some of that juice may be fading at this point. And so he's kind of looking for an out.
Yeah, because the RFK Jr. Constituency largely gets its news from YouTube and podcasts and independent media because he's been blanked out of mainstream media so much. That also overlaps somewhat significantly with Trump's potential support. young men in general, who are disaffected by politics. And so with Democrats no longer running such a repellent candidate in Biden, it does seem like the third party now is more of a threat to Trump than to Democrats.
Well, to answer your question about who this story benefits, it's definitely Democrats, because, I mean, Liz Smith shared it, because it paints him as, oh, this is someone who would be in a Trump administration, right? This is more of a Trumpian figure. He's not on our side, and obviously that's the point Liz Smith has been trying to make, tying in whoever his donors are, and these are donors who gave to Republicans, and here's his views that code right wing. And there's been the game being played on the other side, from the Trump side. They're trying to code him as, oh, he supports all this environmentalist stuff, and he's a radical left winger, and here he supported Hillary Clinton, et cetera, et cetera. So there's been this war over what his true partisan valence, how he really codes. And so the people this really benefits are Democrats who want to code him as, as a Trumpian figure. If you're RFK Jr. and you're looking at just pragmatically where you stand and where things are heading, it makes sense as a move, because a Harris administration is not going to have you in any cabinet position. Like, that's just not happening. You could imagine them taking him in exchange for an endorsement. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised. To me, the most surprising part about this is that they said no, that it was too naked and they had qualms about it, and they were like, this is a little bit uncomfortable. That's, to me, the most surprising part of this, because on any other level, this makes a lot of sense for him. It makes a lot of sense for Trump, getting the endorsement, and they could put him in whatever, meaningless, non-important administration position and sort of bury him and have him not be that significant, but get what they want out of the exchange. So to me, that's the most surprising piece of it.
Yeah, and your point makes me wonder how this happened, because you're right, this does benefit Democrats. So why would the Trump campaign leak this? I mean, maybe they were just drunk at a bar and the reporters just got the story. That can happen sometimes. I also don't think the entire concept should be even stigmatized. It's like, if Kennedy really does like Trump, and Trump likes Kennedy and wants Kennedy in his administration.
Right, thinks there's a fit as HHS secretary or whatever.
Think they're a fit, and then Kennedy wants to endorse him in exchange for being HHS secretary. They should just be public about it. Say, Kennedy is endorsing me, and I'm going to name him HHS secretary. And if you like that, you should vote for us. That actually seems totally clean to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's not like Kennedy's trying to make money off of it. He's married to an actress who's got real money, and he's a Kennedy. He's doing okay. Yeah. Right? He's fine.
Yeah. He wants to maintain his political relevance and, pursue the issues that he really cares about. And the Trump administration is more likely vehicle for that continued political relevance than, him remaining out on his own. As I said before, there's no way in hell that a Harris administration would take him in any capacity. Yeah. So the chain of events is all very logical. And it is sort of funny that it's being spun as conspiratorial, or I guess the problem for RFK Jr. is he still wants to convince his supporters that
vote for me.
Yeah, vote for me, and I'm in it till the end, and I don't like either of these, Biden or Trump. I want to take away from both of them. We have a real path to victory. I mean, that's part of his real point, we're going to be on the ballots, we're going to win, here's the path, et cetera. And so it really undercuts that narrative for him to have this out in the public, that he's basically looking for an out.
Yeah, and it also goes against what we were told from people that were close to RFK Jr. in the beginning of this campaign, was that he wasn't going to go too far in supporting Trump, because he wanted to maintain his social connections that he's built up throughout his life, and his wife's social connections in that California liberal universe. This seems like just going full break from that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think in a lot of ways he already has, because his family has, in particular, come out very publicly.
Yeah, thinking he could do both was an error.
There was no way that was going to be possible. Yeah, not a chance.
There's a hubris and an arrogance to a lot of people that they think they can do things that are actually impossible.
Yep.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.